reduce, to prevent, and or to eliminate the negative impact. Also, it helps to maximize the benefit of a proposed development. For example, if we know with projects there will be creation of job opportunities, you have to see how different people will benefit on that project. We know that in the project there is unskilled workers, and there is other job that need for example experience or skills. For unskilled workers, you have to think. We know that in some projects we can see that only men benefit on job, and the women are sometimes forgotten. So on that case, you have to make sure that also on gender equality, that also women are considered on, for example, for those jobs of unskilled workers. We have to see on different benefits of the project how many people benefit, and also how the benefit will improve household. For example, another example, if with some project there is implication of land acquisition, it means that those who have access or use of land, they with the project they're no longer able to use the land, and there is a compensation. For the compensation, you have to make sure that you help the people to maintain the standard of their life. For that, you have to make sure that either you help them to choose which types of compensation. For example, either to give money or to give a land or construction of house. And also, if you help them to get money, you have to support them. The project, there is the follow-up to help them to have income-generating activities. You have to make sure that with positive impact, we have to maximize, to have the strategy to help people so that the benefits are maximized. Okay, as I said, the benefit can be better standard for living due to increased access to employment. If you get the opportunity of employment, to make sure that this money which comes in the community will help to increase living condition. It is also in terms of training, education, greater access to and from a community, increased funding to improve social infrastructures and cultural maintenance programs. So we see for other examples. So this is an example. For example, we have to construct a water supply system in a given district. So you see, for the project, there is a site identified to construct water treatment plant. It is where they treat water. There is also the seat where they put water storage, big water tanks. And also there is where the water pipeline will pass. This will, there will be implication of land acquisition. With land acquisition, it means that it will be the settlement implication. They will provide compensation to the owner of land. They will provide the compensation. This is to reduce the consequence on the population, on the community. They will provide, for example, the money or construction of new house for them. It depends. We discuss with community and also with different stakeholders. It is either to see how kind of compensation it is to help those people. It is mitigation measures, for example, compensation. It is also to see, for example, proposition of different alternative and selected best for all stakeholders. Here, for example, when we say best option for all stakeholders. For example, here we have water treatment plant. It is where we put water treatment plant. And at this place, we have storage of water. So here, for example, when those who will construct this plant, they have to propose option, at least 2 options. On this option, here, for example, we have a school. We have many households. And for example, here we have on this alternative, we have a cemented. On this express, we have only house. We have a few houses. And for example, we have a church. Here we have, for example, 10 kilometers. And in this area we have 4 kilometers. So when we have to decide about this option, there are many factors to be constant. So we will see which is the best option. For example, if we have to think about community, but imagine if we have here cemented and school. This is, you see, it is a short option. This is long, but you have to see the best option. You understand?
Yes.
We are still on example. So, on negative and the positive and the mitigation measures. Here, we know that if there is a construction of roads, for example, Kigali Musanze or Kigali Butare, you see, there is many people, migration, people who will come in a given community. It means that there is a risk. There is a positive because in that community there will be many business. People, there will be small shop, there will be even a job opportunity, but also there is negative impact. With those people who have money, there can be increase of HIV. You can see, for example, in the case where there were any project, and you see many teen mothers. So you have to think before about those negative and to see how to eliminate, prevent, or reduce, and have started mitigation measures. For example, on that case, you can think about awareness campaign to the community, but also you have to think about those people on that project. You have to have an education session, or to have a distribution of condom. It can be also, you can see a case of sexual exploitation. For example, you know, those capita, sometimes to get a job when you are a girl or women, what is happening. So you have to teach on those projects, normally big projects funded, for example, by World Bank, African Development Bank. There is kind of social and economic management plan. On that, you have to see how you have to have an education session or awareness about prevention of sexual exploitation, and also to teach them about Rwandan law, and also reporting system. They have to know that if they abuse, they have to be reported. Because if you bring a development, but you have to avoid harms. You have to help a community. Even if you bring those development that don't cause other further harms. You understand?
Yes.
Also, you know that it can be the problem of discrimination. So also you have to think about the difference to identify those problems and to eliminate, reduce in advance, so that the change be positive and do not cause negative impact. Okay, so this is an example of positive impact. Can you please give other example of impact, positive impact, for example, for any development project? Who can help us and give us example? impact, positive impact. Investment. Example?
Example, because foreigners and others can invest because the many activities are there.
Okay. She said that if the project has a positive impact, there are more investment in the community.
Increase the taxpayers.
Increase?
Taxpayers.
Yeah. You know, when there is those people who come to invest, it means that there is also increase of tax. It is also impact. It is at local level, regional, and even at the national and the international level. Who can give another example? How to what?
It can increase their resilience.
What?
Increase their resilience.
Okay. They can also increase the resilience of community in the community. Okay, thank you. So, as you said, there is the investment because there is the business, there is new economic activity. You can see that there is the restaurant, there is a small shop, there is the people start construction many houses because people will need accommodation. And also there is a benefit in the village, as you said, there is an increase of tax, there is also with money in the community, it means there is also increase at the household level, because if you get money, it means that the children go to school, you have health insurance, you have asset. Okay, now we are in the principle of impact assessment for socio-economic projects. So there are principles to be respected when you conduct the impact assessment. There is participation. Participation, it means that all stakeholders must be part of the process. When we talk about the stakeholder, they can be local authority, they can be different institutions involved in the activity. For example, if it is water supply system, they are the staff on that area, they are community, there are many people who are involved in the activity. All those people must be part of the process. If any, they have to be informed, they have to give feedback, they have to be concerned for any phase of project. For example, if you have to on land acquisition, you have to discuss with the population the implication of land acquisition, and also so that they are prepared, and also to discuss with them what type of compensation, what will happen after. Also, if there is the settlement action plan, you have to discuss with them. Okay, transparency or evaluation decision and the reason condition for making decision must be open and accessible. Security, the evaluation process and the duration for the assessment should be agreed in advance and to be observed by all participants. Accountability. Decision makers have to be responsible to take the appropriate action and decision in the assessment. For example, accountability. we discuss about those options. You have to be accountable for those decisions because they are very important decisions. For example, I will give you an example. I will say in Kinyarwanda. Sorry. Hari kese yabaye, hari projet iri gukorwa, noneho basanga ahantu izaca, basanga hakinguye. Habayeho kugira ko bonyine yose yabaho, habayeho kunegosiya n'abo bantu, biba ngombwa yuko bamukura abantu bakajya kumushyira ahandi mu cyubahiro. Ariko tekereza ugacisha nk'igikorwa n'ahangaha kandi hari hashyinguye n'ukuntu ari ibintu bigomba kwitonderwa.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Credibility. The evaluation should be professional and objective implemented. So you have to have to decide professionally with support, with to show why for this decision. Cost effectiveness, and you have to think about best option, but also you have to think about cost effectiveness. You have to make sure that you select the option which is not expensive, but think also about best option for all parts involved in that project. Also, the flexibility is also needed. Understand that you understand the way the flexibility is practicability also it must be practical. So now it was an example that I tried to explain. You understand?
Can you elaborate that one more? I know I'm telling you go fast. But go to that slide. Go back.
Yeah. This is the water treatment plant, and this is water storage, and this is the pipeline. The pipeline will pass option where the pipeline, water pipeline. This is the option. This is option 1. This is the option. Option 1 is option 2. So you see that for selecting option, you have to think about all factors. You have to think if all other factors are okay. Other factors, I mean, environmental factors, also the part of engineering. So if are okay, we have to think to see about also socioeconomic factors. As I said, that here there is the infrastructure, school. There is a cemetery. It is about culture valley. There is a residence. Here you have a church and a house. So you have to see what is the best option for all parties. Not for all, but at least the best option. You understand? Yes. This is an example of participation. I try to explain how all parties must be part of all process of the project. So here, for example, they have to be updated on progress, feedback, discuss the impact, and also discuss mitigation measures. We organize the different meetings with stakeholder, with community to discuss all those issues. So on those projects, there is what you call the stakeholder engagement. So you have to have a plan of stakeholder engagement. So now we are on a baseline data. So when we talk about baseline, can you explain what is baseline? Who can explain baseline? What is baseline?
Yes, I think the baseline is the first information you have to know before doing anything.
Okay, thank you. So before starting any project, you have to know the picture. You have to know how the current situation before starting the project. Baseline is the step in developing a prospective evaluation of the project. Baseline data are collected prior to the implementation of the project activity with the aim of gathering information about the current situation. Baseline to give like a picture. Baseline data can be compared to the evaluation of the project outcome during the project. So baseline, it shows how the situation is now and after extra while implement project, you see the improvement, and when you cross a project, you see what is the change outcome, what are the outcome of the project, and in the future you can see the impact. So comparing baseline data with the output of the evaluation process allows us to identify the extent to which the project achieved its intended outcome. It means that when you have a project, you have the outcome. You fix the outcome. So with baseline, it's helpful to know if you reach those outcomes or not. In baseline, you have to have sampling. When we talk about sampling, what do we mean? Sampling.
Take little data to consider to focus on some element to focus on.
Okay. Yeah, some element to focus on baseline. Who can help also?
Something is like to present, is to have small data that will present all population.
Okay, is to have a representation of some unit from the whole
Population.
and with data from baseline will be used to the general unity or general community. So sampling it helps to deal with. You cannot, for example, if you have to conduct a baseline, you cannot conduct baseline to all or to collect data to all community. For example, in a given district, you cannot have time to conduct an interview or focus group with the whole population of a given district. You have to, you will collect the information from a given number of population. That population must be, with the data collected, must be used for the whole community. And for that, you have to have what we call sampling. With sampling, there is many methods to have a sample. There's, for example,
25 minutes to finish.
okay, we have a time to go deep on those sessions. So you have also to know indicators or desired indicators for on the data collection. Also, we have to know to have the enumerators who will help us to collect the data. In the baseline, we use the secondary data. Secondary data they are from different documents. For example, we have census at the national level. We have different, you can use a report. And also strategic plan if you deal for district or there is many documents. Also, we deal with primary data. There are those data created from respondent. So it is an example of baseline. So when you connect the baseline, for example, for an activity, you know that you want to know the picture of that population. You collect, for example, data on education level, employment, household asset, household income, energy, water, sanitation, and those data will help us to know if there is a change in after you cross project or in the middle of implementation. Data are collected from secondary data and primary data. And now we are in techniques for data collection. You have the interview. Interview can be structured, unstructured, semi-structured. Interview can be conducted face-to-face, on phone, or through video conference. We have other technique, focus group. Focus group is when you bring a given number, and normally they are 10, from 8 to 12, and you discuss any topics. You want to know their experience, their attitude, their perception. With focus group, you collect data, quantitative data. We have also key informant. Key informant is when you discuss with, you want to collect the data with someone who knows what is going in the community. For example, if I wanted to know about the water in a given community, I can, for example, discuss with water supply staff. They know the situation, or someone who is in charge or have his responsibility water to the district level. So we talk also of observation. Observation can be people know that they are observed or they don't know. Participation can be participative or no participative. Participative, it means that you are in the community, you are interacting with them, or you are there, you are at any place you observed. It is also case study. Case study also, we have seen different examples of case study. So now we are in the types of socio-economic impact. So for types we have here, socio-economic impact. On this side we have those environmental impact, but what our interest is on socio-economic impact. So we have economic, social, culture, and health. Those are on the side of socio-economic impact. We have to consider those factors, those types, because you have to reduce, to know on those types, to know those which can be negative or positive, so that for negative we help on mitigation measures to reduce, eliminate, or prevent, or to have for the positive impact to maximize benefit. You understand?
Yes.
Health. So for health, they can be negative or positive impact related to health and individual and population health. For example, if there is those people, migration in the community, movement of people from outside of the district, they can be increase of HIV, increase of sexual disease, because those people have money, it is not easy. It is very easy to have those sexual. There is also, in terms of positive change, there can be change in hygiene behavior. You can see that in that area, you see people are cleaned. They are now using clean water, latrine. Those are positive. For cultural impact, project can have negative impact on aesthetic. For example, if there is a nice rock, gitare cyiza we have to make sure that we maintain our aesthetic. And also, it's about the culture, archaeology, and the spiritual value of place. For example, sacred tree. Harimo igiti usanga ari ikibuza cy'amateka. Urebye nawe gishobora kugenda. So we have to make sure that we manage all historic or archaeological items or heritage. So heritage ni ibintu by'umurage dufite ibi cyangwa archaeologic ni ibintu by'ibikoresho byasigaye bya kera byakoreshwaga. So we have to make sure that they are managed to the satisfaction of both local community and the respective national institution of Monima board. You know that you have those institutions in charge of archaeology and the aesthetic. Horticulture also, we have culture maintenance, loss of language, social norms, loss of practicing the traditional laws. You know that we have practice, you have social norms. For example, that in our culture, the young people respect all people. Social norms, they are those informal rules acceptable in the society. So you see that there is with those people who come in the community, there is a change in social norms, in the traditional laws. For example, if those people, you know that you have to come early and not late in the night at home. And you see that the young people start coming later in the night and they don't respect the older people. They are those negative impact of They can be, not to say that is true, but it can be. You understand?
Yes.
About the cultural impact. Or loss of language. You start see young people using other language. Ugasanga barivugira indimi utabasha kumva. In terms of economic impact, we try to see explain. Land access and use. I think that we explained also about the resettlement implication with compensation, involuntary settlement, because with those projects, people are moved from their place. They have to go in other place because their land were taken for the activities. Income and lifestyle. I think that you understand also. Population sustainability. There is immigration out and those people who come in the community because there is a project. You understand it? Yes. Change in social and cultural makeup. It is what you explained to see that there is you see some changes in the culture, those loss of language, community and the culture, group cohesion, family cohesion. For example, you see that with this, there's a positive impact. You can see, for example, if they bring water in the community, if the people used to go to the Shanga and they fight, now the people, there is a cohesion. And even in the household, because if the woman is the one who go to fetch water, and now there is water at the house, woman is safe, it's okay. There is a cohesion in the family. You understand?
Yes.
Improvement of knowledge and skills. This is also another impact. You know that if there is a project, you see that there is improvement in the area. With the training, with the experience from others, with different meetings those people attend. For example, if in the community there is a gender-based violence, and in the project they provide awareness campaign in the prevention or responding to gender-based violence. So those people know about, they have knowledge on gender-based violence and how to prevent, and also on reporting system. Thank you. So, if you have a question or comment,
Okay, thanks, Loretta. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have a break before we have our next session and the workshop. So, Harwa?
Yeah, so guys, yeah, feel free you can take it or something, yeah. So yeah.
Do you have any idea about the counterfactual? No? Do you have any idea about the regression discontinuous design? Do you have any idea about the proper square matching? Do you have any idea about vertical framework? Sure? Who knows? Okay. So do you know have the idea about the value for money?
Yes.
Yes, what does it mean? VFM, do you have it?
Value for money. Money has two kinds of value. Which the value, the one we see on how much money, for example, 1,000, and the cost value, how it can purchase.
Okay, you have idea about intrinsic and extrinsic value. What is the idea? Okay, no problem. Do you have any idea about the policy life cycle? Okay, no problem. Okay, that is the baseline. Okay. Now, what is the value? Is what you have to know and what is equity. I believe at the end of this lecture, you should know each and every one among here. That is the baseline. The ultimate at 0, 0. Okay? So basically, the assessment, impact assessment is assessment in long term and sustainable change that are planned to occur from development. That is impact assessment. And intervention might be small project or write a program or a collective or a policy. So what is a project? A project is a sequence of tasks that must be completed to attain a certain outcome. Remember, a project, this is the project life cycle. A project cycle have 4 to 5 phases. With phase 1 we have initial phase, okay, where we need to have an idea about what will you do, and again you have planning, and of course you make execution, and after that you finish your project. Okay? In other words, a project, it is any activity that have starting and ending. So a project is activity first. That is temporary, okay? Have starting and ending date, okay? That is a project. It is not eternal. It is starting date and ending date. And the project always bring the change, okay? The project bring the change, and it has elements which therefore create a risk. The project can create a risk either to be completed or not. Okay? We cannot say the project that I'm going to run it will be success. It can have some risk. Okay? Generally, projects are formed by solving a problem or taking advantage of opportunity. If there is a problem, okay, we can bring some projects, so the project will have a starting point and ending point, and they bring some impact, okay, because of the problem. So, and business, many people are confusing the project and business. No, this is totally different. A project is any activity that have a starting point and ending. A project is anything that generates a profit and will take a risk as well. So that is really the difference between business and the project. Many people outside, they say I'm going to do my business or project. And some they are here that project is not. But project can be a business. If you, I'm not quite sure. But the project should bring the change. Yes. So now the project, there are many elements that we use to find in the project. We have what we call deliverables. Deliverables are the tangible things that the project produce. What the tangible things, like we are studying like impact assessment, at the end something that you can write, that we can share to others, that's the deliverables we can do. So we have milestone is the date by which major activities are performed. We have a task. So action, we have the risk, issue, and the Gantt chart, and the stakeholder. Those are really the elements of the project. It is a key element. So in the financial accounting, you know that many elements. You have asset, income, capital plus, liability, and something like that in high school or you can understand something like that. So now, before going to this, to the now, who can tell me any classical example of project you might know? Let's say mega project. It is a project that have a billion and a billion that we want to bring the change. Who can give me an example? Construction road, which road?
For example,
Kigali Mohand. Who know another project? Yes?
Construction of aeroplane.
Yes, like
Yes.
Bugesera International Airport. Yes?
Visit Rwanda campaign.
Sorry?
Visit Rwanda campaign.
What does it project will bring?
Boosting the tourism sector.
Boosting the tourism sector. Okay. What else we have? Park. Yes.
During the hotel, we started the city.
How that project will bring? What is the impact?
We to the economic and social, mostly because people just reducing the lower rate of producing that area, even the outside.
Okay. What? The cherry program. What is the impact you wanted to bring?
Have a saving.
Okay. I see you have an idea. But the project must bring the change.
Yeah.
And it should have starting point and ending point. Okay? So we have what we call randomization control trial. So what does it mean? So just is experiment form of impact evaluation in which population see program policy intervention chosen at random for eligible population, and the control group is chosen from the same eligible population. So basically, because budget or funding is not sufficient, we cannot have the project that accommodate everyone. So we will need, so to be fairness, we use what we call RCT, random control trial, to choose some group by random so that we can give some intervention. What is the role of intervention? We want that project to bring the change. So that is one techniques. And
Can you give example item?
yes. So maybe we can take like you see, basically they are going to make they choose by random, okay, for eligible group. There are those who are not benefiting because they are not choosing it. You see, but this is more practical. But you have to know some more information. But it's more practical. So let us give an example. So we have a two group, okay? That is year 1 to year 5, okay? And this is a control group, that is treated group. So let's take an example of a program. Maybe you wanted to have an impact on what? Maybe we give laptop, okay? We can give laptop, okay? Because we don't have much fund to finance the project, we can make maybe we can make RCT and choose one group. One group can be chosen by random, okay? Then that group is control group, another is treated group. Now, you see that in 5 years, this when I want to compare two groups, you see that from that point here, there is some difference in difference. The one has the life standard has been increased, another not. Why? Because of what? Intervention. So this intervention is what we call counterfactual. What should be happening if they don't get what should be happening when they don't get intervention? So all they should do the same, right?
Yeah.
Supposing all you understand English, okay, others they don't understand English. What should be happening if there is no intervention, if there is no education? All should be the same, they not understand. That is the factor. So we can do it maybe on a graph so that we can see. Okay, so basically we want to bring the change for the program or for project, okay? Now, because we don't have the we don't have sufficient fund to give everyone, we will make what we call RCT, randomization control trial. So by the chance, maybe the real technique, because this is impact evaluation more practical, but you have to do theory. Now, although this, of course, this is not benefiting, okay, this is benefiting. You see, there is some difference to difference. We are going to start after. We are going to start. We have what we call difference and then difference. It means you take, so, y1 minus 0 and then the 2 minus y2 then y1 minus. So it means this is difference to difference, okay, because of intervention. Now look, now suppose there are two groups, maybe group A and B. So one you put some intervention, so in other there is no intervention. You see here is the give intervention, this is no intervention, give time. So you see there is some impact. What is impact? It brings the change. Okay? Suppose I want to put some, the doctor Muhammad want to put in some intervention, maybe the research. Okay? Now we don't know why not some are not strong in research. So when they put intervention at the end of the year, the one will be strong in research, and others who are not benefiting, they can not get nothing. So when you present it graphically, you can see that here there is some impact. Impact is the change, what you have than others. Okay? So now we can have some of the program on education. Maybe you can have in early childhood. Some can start in early childhood, and other cannot benefit. So when at the 10 years, so the one will be strong in English, other not, because of cognitive development. So because there is no intervention matter. Or the impact, those are the different level of impact. I mean the intervention, that is intervention one. Here it is nothing, right? Here it is another intervention,